you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I hope your audience is too. Nothing that they're doing that is distracting you.
Call yourself whatever you want, as long as you can wear your name with pride, because this will only help in the formation of lifelong confidence. My father found his strength through the battle in finding his identity. In hopes to escape racial discrimination, my dad felt a dire need to adjust the name that was given to him at birth. This name change has been a bold statement in my family for as long as I've been alive. In 1955, my dad was born in Iraq under the name Luai Khalid Ali. As some of you guys can maybe see, these are some extremely common names in Iraq. However, growing up in this country offered him very limited opportunities. So, in search to pursue his dreams, in 1973, my dad moved to the U.S. to earn a college degree. Upon graduation, he successfully established his own general contracting company called Landex. However, shortly after, though, his business began to plateau and he began experiencing different incidents involving discrimination. And at first, he wasn't sure what was the cause of this plateau or why he was facing these kinds of experiences, and then it hit him that his name was the underlying cause. So in the early 80s, Luai Khalid Ali became Louis Khalid Ramsey. My dad no longer received suspicions of being a terrorist, and he no longer had to endure the sad hatred and distrust that Americans associated with Middle Easterners. This was the beginning of a legacy. In the early 1990s, my dad was set up on a blind date, and a few years later, this woman turned out to be my mother, who now proudly wears the last name Ramsey. Within the beautiful years that they spent together, the couple gave light to 3 daughters, Olivia, Julia, and Susanna Ramsey. However, while the lives of his daughters were flourishing, my dad's health abruptly began to fail. And on December 23, 2002, my dad's life was taken due to the devastating effects of a brain aneurysm. My mom was faced with the painful challenge of raising 3 daughters alone. Although taking years and years to recover, my family received endless love and support, and we managed to get back on our feet. Years later, we all still wear our last name with pride. So, as you guys can tell, my dad no longer would endure the insensitivity and prejudice associated with his origins. He knew what was not only best for him, but for that family he wanted. So, although my father has most unfortunately passed away, his name, memories, and legacy are most definitely still living.